Welcome to Thorough Talks 215. I am your host, E, with my co-host, Brown.
What it do, brother? What's going on, man?
Brown, listen, man. How are you, my friend?
I'm chilling, my nigga. I mean, you know, life is feeling good right now.
Good.
How can I say that? It's feeling real good right
Springtime.
now. Yeah, you already know it's around the corner, man.
Springtime's
how about
here,
you? How you
fellas.
feel, man? I like to ask the question.
You know, no complaints on this end. No complaints. And the reason why no complaints, because these are the three things that matter to me. Health, right? Health is number one. My family's health, right?
Absolutely.
And I'm able to make moolah.
Ain't nothing better than making moolah.
You know what I'm saying?
Love making money, man.
I love making money. And not only that, I love making money, I like sharing it with the people I love.
Of course.
Right?
Of course.
So that's very important to me, you know, making money and sharing it with the people that I love. What's new in your life though, bro? Anything?
I mean, you know, dog, chilling, working like always.
So with the gym, I gotta ask you about the gym.
I hit the gym. I
Okay.
hit the gym.
I
You know, I still got to get used to like the machines that's in there, you know. And I go to Planet Fitness.
Shout out to Planet Fitness. When you see my man Brown at Planet Fitness, show love. And if he needs some pointers, give him some pointers because he's trying to do his thing and he's doing his thing right now.
So, you know, I'm just walking around looking at the machines on the side of the
And the
machines.
bitches, you looking at the bitches too.
Nah. You know what? You got to go in there and focus, man. Because on some other shit, if you go into a gym, and I'm saying this to everybody, if you go into a gym to just stare at bitches, you're a fucking weirdo. You're a peeper, bro. Like that
You're
shit
a
is
creeper
weird, my
peeper.
nigga. You're a creeper.
Now let's be honest. Listen. You see a beautiful woman, you gonna look at.
I mean,
her.
yeah,
I get what you're saying, and I brought this up plenty of times where women will call you a creep right away if you stare too long.
Yeah, that's too much. Would you like somebody staring at you?
Right.
Even if it's a female staring at you, you might feel some type of way.
Absolutely. It's the
I'm in
3
here
second
working out.
rule. I'm glad you brought that up. 3 second rule, fellas. Shorty looks at you. You look at her. If there's eye contact, there might be a vibe. Guess what? You're gonna see her again. But all that staring, creep mode.
Yeah, creep mode.
Creep mode. Listen, I got a question for you.
What's up, bro?
All right, and the reason why I asked you this because this is a little personal to me. And there's a story behind it, so I'm gonna ask you the question, then I'm gonna explain to you what happened to me personally. All right, so I'm gonna paint the picture. All right, I'm gonna paint the picture.
Like Picasso?
And this is a hypothetical question to you. You're out with the boys, right? And you're having a good time with the boys. You're drinking, you know, might be doing a little bit of hookah, whatever the case may be. You're at a spot and you glance over and you see one of your homies' wives out, right? And she's playful and joking with another man. And you know in the back of your mind, you're like, whoa, that ain't fulano, that ain't, it ain't. Do you go back and tell your friend that you saw his wife acting inappropriate with another man?
I mean, on some real shit, it takes a lot. It has to be somebody that will understand and believe me, because if not, you could end up losing that friend and he's still gonna be with her.
True.
You feel me?
So true.
He's still gonna be with her. You know, but you lose him because now he looks at you like he knows my shit.
Right.
He saw my girl with another.
And he might look at it like you broke my home. You broke up my home.
It's embarrassing,
Right,
bro. That's what it is.
So it's a no?
No.
So you wouldn't say no?
No, like I said, if it's my man, like somebody like my brother or something, I gotta tell him.
You gotta tell him.
Yeah, because my brother gonna believe me. You feel me?
Right. Well, you know why
But
I say
other
this?
than that, I gotta mind my business.
That's true. You know why I wouldn't do it? And I'm going to tell you why. Years ago, quick story, years ago that happened to me. I introduced someone, a good friend of mine, to a woman. I used to date that woman's friend. So I was seeing another girl. She was cool with this girl. My boy asked me about her. He says, yo, what's up with Shorty? And I said, listen, I'm going to tell you, have fun. This is what if somebody tells you, Brown, have fun, don't take it any further. What does that mean?
Have fun. I mean, he already told you, have fun. Be safe and have fun.
Have fun.
Watch it.
Watch it. Keep your head on a swivel. He does the total opposite. Which, hey, to each his own, fellas. You meet a woman and your man tells you, just have fun with Shorty, and you take it further.
Yeah.
As a man,
I mean, you know, that's your business.
do what you do. Marries her. I'm gonna speed it up now. Marries her, has kids with her. Right? As time goes on, I'm running into her, seeing her acting funny with other dudes. Because, you know, we was heavy at the bar scene in the club scene. You remember that, right?
Of course.
We was heavy. Look, me and Brown, heavy on the bar scene, club scene. So we saw a lot of y'all girls acting real funny with other dudes. So I would see it time and time again, and I would mention it to him, bro. I would say, bro, no, that's her friend. Every time I would tell him, bro, shorty, that's her homeboy from school. You know, the famous.
Yeah.
The famous homeboy from school.
She know him and shit like that.
They've known each other since high school. Right. That's her boy, yada, yada, yada. As time goes on, Brown, one day I get a phone call. This man deletes himself. He takes himself out because he finds out that she was cheating, bro. Bro, do you not understand what that did to me? Bro?
You know what's crazy, bro? I was just about to ask you if he talked to you anymore.
Bro, the guy, this was almost 30 years ago. He actually took himself out. And this is why, man, after that, Brown, I said to myself, never again. It will have to be my brother, like my blood brother.
Yeah, you know
that, right. For me to go and tell another man, look, your wife's cheating on you. I'm sorry, and hopefully, I hope it doesn't make me look like I'm not real. I can't go through that again, bro. When somebody you love, that was my boy too, man. Rest in peace to him. Somebody you love that deep, we grew up together. I knew his family, he knew my family, and then I tell you, dog, don't take the shorty serious, bro. I know her, and then you do that, bro.
That's different. I ain't even gonna lie, nigga. That's different. Like, I kind of feel different about the question now, because since you put it in that situation. The guy took his own life because of that. Yeah. So I probably won't no more. Like, nah, that's a no. Yeah,
that's something I learned my lesson on that. And it's funny that I was having a conversation with my dad about that, and he said, when it comes to marriage and people's personal business, you can never get involved because, like you said, they get back together, man.
Yeah.
Right? People, there's times where one of your boys might vent to you and say, excuse my French, fuck that bitch, I'm done. And then they get back together. Yeah. That happened recently. Somebody called me venting, and I was just listen. And I said, you know what I said about? Just pray about it, bro.
That's all you could do.
Pray about it. You know what I mean? Because you never know when they get back together, bro.
Yeah. It happens. It happens all the time. There's people that break up, have divorces, and 10 years later they back together
all the time. It happens all the time.
What happens is they break up and they don't feel that same shit. They remember that same shit they had when they was with that person. They could have broke up because of some dumb shit.
Right.
So then later on, bang, they back together.
Right.
It happens all the time.
It happens to all of us, man. It happens to all of us. So for me, man, if I was to see something, I'm like, mind my business, man. I live and learn, bro.
Yo, bro, I don't know if you heard about this, but did you see the nightclub that collapsed in Santo Domingo?
Wow, bro.
I mean,
let's start with this. Rest in peace. Rest in peace to all the people that passed away at the nightclub. Absolutely. I saw that, bro.
Absolutely, bro. So it was 154 people so far that they have. They only identified 54. But they still say there's hundreds of more that's under the debris.
Yeah, I saw that.
They said that the people in the club. Oh yeah, and rest in peace to Ruby Perez.
Ruby Perez,
he was a singer. That night
I heard about that. What was he? Merengue?
I believe he was a salsa
singer. Rest in peace to Ruby Perez.
And the people were saying that debris was falling into their cups.
I saw that. I saw a video. Not to cut you off. I'm sorry. I saw a video where people were leaving because the debris was coming. I saw that
coming down, bro. And then they said slabs of concrete started to drop.
Damn.
That's when everybody.
Warning. Okay.
Yeah, bro. It was. I mean, like I said, there's still people that they still have to pull out from under the debris. It's bad, man. Prayers
sad,
up to
man.
the Dominican Republic.
Yeah, man. Prayers to the Dominican community.
Absolutely.
And the families that lost, loved ones. The club scene is risky anyway.
Yeah,
right?
man.
And I want to have a question for you because the club scene is extremely risky for us. Only for us, for minority people, because we have to worry about a lot of situations that happen in clubs, right? Whether it's the hate, right? The stick-up kids. Drinking and driving. The risk of going to the club for Latinos, African Americans, is you not sure if you're going to come back home. Right?
Yeah, it's a different scenery. No matter how you look at it, it's a different scenery. And I'm only saying that because it's mixed. You coming from the hood. There's hoods there. Mm-hmm. So everybody in there, they come in there with a certain attitude. They looking for a certain thing, whether it could be a female. Mm-hmm. What happens if it's two of y'all that goes in there and y'all looking at that same female?
Right.
Now you two guys are looking at each other like, that's my bitch.
Or hop out the situation, the number one situation where shorty just had a fight with her dude, right? Now she at the club.
Yes, sir.
Giving you the attention. And you listen, we all go through that where you're like, I'm just having a good time. Not knowing this ball coming in on some other shit.
Yep. And he just happened to walk walk up in there and see some shit. And if his heart ain't feeling good.
And now you pay for it.
Absolutely.
Because I've seen plenty of times.
Without even knowing.
You don't know. Because in your mind, this is what I do. I go out. And there have been plenty of times where I was in clubs and I would see a fight happen where the ball that has nothing to do with it pays for it, because he, in his mind, he's like, okay, now I'm gonna defend this girl. And I want to ask you about this. Another scenario, you're in the club, you talking to a shorty, her dude comes in, boop, bop, beats her up, which we don't condone in violence. You a sucker when you put your hands on a woman. Beats the shorty up. Do you get involved? Do you jump in?
No, because you don't even know what's going on there, bro. Right. Like, you don't know what's going on. You don't know why that man went in there with that anger or anything. Okay, he is putting his hands on a woman, but you don't know what's going on, bro. Like, you really don't know. So it's like, do you put yourself in that situation? Now, what happens is you go outside and that same guy,
he's gonna light you up.
Puts a bullet in you.
He's gonna light you up.
Because he really don't give a fuck about
at that point. At that point where if you have the heart to go in and beat your girl up in public, you're willing to do anything. You're willing to crash out.
Anything.
And to me, that's the lamest thing you could do as a man, because no matter what, bro, this is what a lot of dudes don't understand. Women are the gatekeepers of sex, number one. She decides yes or no. You know what I'm saying? She decides whether the relationship continues or doesn't.
Yep.
Most guys don't break up with girls.
Nah. Nope.
You feel me?
Guys, they go on and on and on. They stick around.
They stick around whether they're cheating or not. Most guys stick around. Girls are usually the ones I'm tired.
Yeah,
and once she's done, look, when women are fed up with you, it's a wrap.
They give up.
It's a wrap. There's nothing you can do. No money, no sex, no trips. Nothing is going to save you, bro. Because look, this is what guys don't get. When your woman eventually breaks up with you, she been broke up with you. Mm-hmm. Let me say it again.
Plan. She already had that plan.
That's been planned. It's just she took her shot. She said, all right, you know what? This is the time I'm breaking loose. But 6 months before, a year before, mentally, she was gone.
Oh, absolutely.
She was gone.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? I've seen that plenty of times. So guys, fellas, understand. First question you ask a woman, you seeing somebody?
Yeah, I mean, but she's never going to tell you the truth, bro.
Yeah, but I'm going to ask anyway,
especially a single woman.
True.
Because what happens with single women, they have multiple.
They have a roster.
Yeah, because they just trying to get attention from all sides.
Right.
So they have multiple. You understand? So let's say if you start dealing with them, if they got 5, they might cut 3 off.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
They always keep dudes around. Yeah, that's so true.
They don't fully cut everything.
They keep at least. They keep JoJo around. You got to remember, you might be the dinner guy, right? I saw a report where they were talking about how you don't know what you mean to a girl until you see where you fall on her phone. Meaning, let's say hypothetical, Brown, you're the dinner guy. She'll write dinner for Brown. So when you text her, Brown, and then for me, flat tire. I might be flat tire.
Flat tire? That's some new shit, bro.
Pop, real shit. I'm flat tire, so if her car breaks down, and here I go.
Wow.
Pop, this is real, bro. So check this out. So Brown, you're dinner guy. I'm flat tire. Let's say Marks. Shout out to Marks. Marks is smash. He's the guy that when she's, que eso está, ya tú sabes, she called Marks, he's smash.
So let me ask you a question. So if I look in her phone and it says crab leg, that means there's a nigga that's buying a crab leg.
Buying a crab leg, bro. Hair, nails, right?
Damn.
You could, fellas, you might be the guy that is under the nails and hair. Wow. This is reality, Brown.
Yeah, I hear that.
And you can't be mad at Shorty. This is how she plays the game, bro. She got to get the bills paid, bro.
Yeah. Those always.
And there's somebody there's under the rent too. So somebody has to pay the rent. It is what it is, fellas. You can't be mad at them. Look, life is a game. Learn how to play it. All right, you can't be mad at a chick if she plays her game the way she plays it. It is what it is. You can't be mad, bro.
No, sir.
Bro, I want to ask you something.
What's going on?
Technology's out of pocket right now.
Yeah, man.
Did you hear about the wolf, the dire wolf?
Yeah, man.
What do you know so far about this dire wolf?
Honestly, I looked at it and the first thing I said was, "This shit is AI." There's no way these botherfuckers did this shit, bro. But it's fucking real, man.
It is real, bro. It is real, brother.
And like how you were saying earlier when I was talking to you in the lobby, Jurassic Park, bro.
Right.
What the fuck? They bringing back shit, bro, from back in the day. I mean, they mixing animals. You ever heard of the liger? That's a lion and a tiger. They got this shit really exists, bro.
Yeah, that's real, man. And the crazy part is, this is the crazy part. What people don't understand, this has been happening.
Yeah, been happening.
And the scary part of all of this is what's to come. Now, supposedly they had a tooth. This is how it started. There was a company in Dallas. They had a tooth of, I don't know how long they had that tooth, but remember, the dire wolf hasn't been around 13,000 years.
Man.
Let's get specific. They had a tooth and they had a skull. Somehow they mixed the DNAs together and made a dire wolf. Now, this wolf is bigger than the average wolf, more vicious than the average wolf.
Bro.
This wolf is so crazy when it comes to the one doctor and scientist was talking about this. What people don't understand is if this wolf gets out in the wild, it's going to do some damage, bro. If this wolf gets out to around humans, it's going to do some damage.
Why do you think they became extinct?
Right,
bro.
Right.
Because
That's
God
such a great
said
point, bro.
This cannot be around.
That's a great point. It can't be, man.
Come on, bro. Like, why would you bring something like that back? And then they saying it could go from 150 to 250 pounds, 6 feet.
That's crazy.
That's a huge animal, bro.
That
you know
is
what that would
crazy.
do to any human, bro?
What? We wouldn't be able to survive, man.
God, come on.
You wouldn't be able to survive that.
They tripping, dog.
They out of pocket.
What?
All right, so let me read something to you. A biotech company says that it has bred 3 pups with traits of the extinct dire wolf. It's a beautiful wolf.
I know it is.
Did you see it? Did you actually see it?
It blends right in with the snow. That's
beautiful
dangerous.
wolf.
That's dangerous.
Okay, so 3 animals with key physical features of the dire wolf, a species that has been extinct for more than 12,000 years.
Damn, dog.
Bro, this shit is out of pocket. So the company's called Colossal Bioscience, says that it used novel gene editing technology, altered gray wolf DNA that led to the birth of the pups, right? So the dire wolf recently featured on the prominent show Game of Thrones. So there was a episode in Game of Thrones where they talked about the dire wolf. Beautiful wolf. The team took the DNA from a 13,000-year-old tooth. Who the fuck keeps excuse my French, how do you keep a tooth that's 13,000 years old, bro?
First of all, how the fuck they find that bitch? And where did they find it?
Right. No, look, it gets even deeper.
All right. Hold on. How the fuck they know it was a motherfucker?
Yeah, that's the question.
How did they know that?
Right.
Oh, this belongs to this animal. Come on, bro.
Yeah, science, man. Science.
I think they doing something.
Furthermore, and a 72,000-year skull, bro. So hold up. So you got a tooth that's almost 13,000 years old and a skull that's 72,000 years old. How is that even possible, bro?
I don't know, bro. But like you said, technology, these people, they're coming up with new stuff every day, bro. So who knows how they figured it out? Or maybe somebody just took a wild guess and said, this shit is 75,000 years old.
Bro, didn't we learn from Jurassic Park? What happened in Jurassic Park, bro?
Chaos. Listen, I don't want nothing to do with Jurassic Park.
Bro, but look at the technology. Bro. Did you see the robots that now can clean your crib? Now they got bitches.
I know, bro. They tripping. And they dressing them.
Hold on, wait a second. So we're going from prostitution, right? Because prostitution is huge now.
Yeah.
OnlyFans, right?
OnlyFans.
Corn, right? Corn. And now robots.
That's gonna take over a lot of stuff, bro.
You think so? You think dudes are actually gonna go to robots for the shorties?
Listen,
come on,
killer. The robot ain't gonna talk back and none of that shit.
Hold on, I don't have to take you out to dinner?
Nothing.
Christmas
How about
gifts?
the robot gonna make dinner for you at all times? Put the candles out and anything for you.
What happens if it gets upset? It gotta get upset. It gotta have the female trait of getting angry about nothing because you're playing PlayStation.
Nah. It's not gonna get upset because it's gonna be programmed not to get upset. Not to talk back.
Don't talk back.
None of that shit.
So she's not gonna be Latina? She's not gonna be Boricua?
I don't know. But that's probably gonna be boring though. Like, you know what I mean? You need a little conflict.
Yeah,
you need a little sound. Come on, man. Like, the bad shit is that there's gonna be actually dudes out here that's gonna treat them like real wives.
Absolutely.
They might have sex with them.
Bro, you're gonna see dudes getting married because there's a shortage of what men say qualified wives out here. So a lot of guys are talking about, well, I can't find a wife, or I can't date these girls. Their expectations are too high, so I'm gonna go get me a robot. Like, really? Hey, bro. I'm sorry. I need the warmth. I need the warmth of a woman. Even if she's complaining, I just can't do it, bro.
I don't want no cyborg bitch in my life. Fuck out of here, that shit.
Yo, that's real. Yo, we're living in a time, Brown, that if you think about it, that's today, 2025. What is 2040 gonna look like?
I don't know. It might be crazy. Hopefully I get there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. You're going to get there. You gotta speak it into existence, bro.
Into the existence. When I get to 2040, she gonna be crazy for me.
She gonna be crazy.
You already know, man, nigga.
Brown, I want to touch another subject, right? There's something called a romantic scam. Have you ever heard of that?
Nah. Talk to me about it.
I'm going to read this for you, and then we could talk about it. A romantic scam, also known as a sweetheart scam, involves a con artist creating a fake online identity to gain victims' trust and steal their money. Scammers often target dating sites, social media, and may claim to be working or vacationing abroad. All right. So I got a text recently, and it was telling me that I owed money at a toll.
Oh, yeah, I got them, Jones. But you've been seeing the commercials about that, saying to ignore it.
Well, at first, I'm like, what tolls? Like, all I go to is Jersey. I haven't been nowhere lately. So I'm doing the research, and I come up with this, the romantic scam. People, there's a lot of scams. Damn. And if you're hip to it, understand that your family might not be hip to it.
Yeah. They're going to be, they're going to be low.
Right.
They fast.
I'm glad you're saying that.
That's what they do.
Check on your folks, people. Check on people that are older and that don't understand technology and what's going on today, because we have family members that might be going through this. And look, I'm going to read some more. Check this out. They move real quickly to establish a relationship and gain trust as fast as possible. Promise to meet, but they never meet, and they always ask for money. And you know who they target? Elderly people.
Yeah, man, that's so fucked up, man.
They target last year in Pennsylvania alone, $39 million was stolen from the elderly people. That's nuts. So the reason why I bring this up is because we have family members, Brown. And so check on your mom, check on your dad, your grandparents. Just bring it up to them. Have a conversation. Say, yo, this is what's happening, because a lot of these, like guys like me and you, we hip to it. So we'll know right away. But somebody that's in their 70s, 80s, that really don't know what's popping, they might get caught up and their whole life savings might be, took away.
I'm not even going to lie, bro. Like, I'm not old. And I almost got scammed the other day about, I thought I was calling Pico.
Oh, explain. Tell me what happened,
Papa. I'm trying to turn on a bill, a light in an apartment building.
Okay.
And I felt like it was kind of weird, because when I called, they automatically picked up. But I was like, oh, cool, Pico.
Yeah, usually it's like they'll give you like an option.
Yeah,
right.
You got to go through.
The whole option.
Press 1, 2 for 2 for Spanish or whatever.
Right.
So the boy picked up talking about Pico, blah 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 blah. So I'm like, I'm trying to get some service put on. So he's like, oh yeah, cool. What's the address? So I'm like, bet. I tell him the address real quick. He write it down, and then he's like, all right, cool. Yeah, I can see it. It's in the Philadelphia area. Cool. What's the zip code? I give him the zip code. Bang. Oh, yeah. It looks like y'all got the perfect setup over there in that building. All right, so what's your name again? I tell him my name. Next thing you know, he talking about, oh, yeah, so we need a payment today of $400. So talking about, let me get your social.
Red flag.
Let me get your social and your credit card number. I said, let me call you back. I don't think I got enough money in my card.
I get the way my checking account is set up. I get paid on Thursdays.
But they try to get me, bro.
Yeah, that's a romantic scam. That's the example, people, and this is why we laugh and we bug out. But this is a serious topic, because one of your family members could get scammed. Man.
Watch it, bro. Watch it, because they out there.
They out there.
To get that money.
Your phone has so much information. Right? You have your life your phone's attached to your life, and your life is attached to your phone. So you just have to be aware of it. The romantic scam. That's what it's called. And if you have family members that are older, that are new to like technology, they might be putting their information out there.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy right now. Like even me, I just got I went to Wells Fargo and opened up a bank. You know what I'm saying? So they put that the wallet thing in my phone, right? Yeah. So I'm like, damn. All I'm doing is walking up. I ain't even digging in my pockets no more. All I'm doing is walking up and I'm waving my phone.
That's it, Pop. That's it. Papa, technology's out of... Dude, listen, I went to Whole Foods the other day and they said to me, do you want to apply for... It's called hand scan payment. So I said, well, what was this about? I go in, they take information about your hand, your palm, right? They attach your palm print to your checking account. And every time you go to pay, whoop,
Okay.
easy money. That's where we're at.
So you telling me you did it?
No, I didn't do it. I didn't do it. No, I didn't do it.
I mean, the way you gave me the detail, I'm like,
I wanted to Papa. I wanted to see what it was. I was intrigued. I was intrigued because when it comes to that stuff, I'm like torn. I'm in between. I'm like, it's efficient and it's fast, but it's going too fast for me. You know what I'm saying? Like technology, sometimes I gotta. I'm hesitant when it comes to the technology today because I'm not sure of the ramifications. So I'm real, skeptical about. Should I or shouldn't I? It's like when people talk about chips and shit like that, or put your eyes through things. I don't want to give that information just yet. So I want to see how it goes.
That's a lot going on, man. Plus, they just picking up data on everything on us humans, with eyes and prints and all that.
Can't get away with shit.
It's like the movie, The Total Recall, bro. Like how they do, and they show us things like. So we could get comfortable when it comes around us. When we see it, it's like, oh yeah, that's the hand scan thing from Total Recall.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a UFO up there. Yeah, the Men in Black.
But Brown,
it's nothing.
But look how many dudes get caught. Why so many guys get caught today? Because there's cameras.
Cameras on
wait
every
till the face
corner.
recognition. Face recognition cameras start popping. It's a wrap. Wherever you go, it doesn't matter whether they're not going to have to ask you for ID. That camera's going to take a picture of you and the way you walk, right? It's like the infrared. How you walk, your walking style is going to say that's Brown.
I mean, you know what, dog? Talking about camera shit. Did you see that shit with Scepter's coming up with, bro? With the whole AI camera thing.
AI is here, people. Young people, before he goes with this, learn AI. The mechanics about AI. There's a lot of bread in that.
Yeah. So basically, they got this AI system they're gonna set up on the buses of the Scepter, right? So if you're illegally parked, the PPA ain't got to come out no more. This bus takes pictures and scans the cars and everything. License plates and everything. They send you a ticket of $76, bro.
Damn. So,
and guess when
PPA,
it's launching?
you asked out because all them people going to lose their job.
I'm going to tell y'all all right now. May 1st, it goes down. That's when it's dropping, May 1st.
So that's just for downtown or is the whole city?
Where does the Scepter bus go?
That's true, bro.
Where the Scepter bus go? And you know what's fucked up?
They're going to make a lot of bread with this shit, killer.
Who are the people that mainly use the Scepter bus?
It's the poor people.
Exactly. So now, once again, they putting more money on top of us poor people.
That's crazy.
They know how to keep us down.
Well, this is why you have to adjust with making your life as simple as possible.
As simple as possible. Get a bike. Pedal bike it is.
Pedal bike it is. Bro, I got another subject. Billboard came out with the top 25 female artists, rap artists.
Rap artists?
All time.
All time?
All time. I'm going to name... I'm gonna go from 10 on up.
All right, let's
10 on up. All right. So I'm gonna go from 10 on up, and then and some of these we can have conversations about them because I really like this list, man. I think they did. Usually when they have these lists, the list be like, eh. Right? You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you see a list and you say, I don't agree with it. I kind of agree with this list.
Okay.
I would change maybe one or two. Okay. So we're gonna start with number 10. Foxy Brown. Remember Foxy Brown?
Yeah, Foxy was nice, bro.
Foxy Brown. You remember what was the album? The Firm album.
The Firm album. That was the shit.
Brown.
The Firm?
The Firm. Listen, Young Bucks, all the Young Bucks that are watching, go back and get The Firm. Nas, Foxy, AZ. Yeah, who else was on there? Was Nature on there? I know there's a couple other people.
Nature used to come out time to time on there.
Yeah, Nature.
But,
Foxy was a dope artist, man.
Wasn't The Firm produced by Dr.
Dre? That's next level knowledge.
Shit, bro.
That's next level. When Dr. Dre produced that album, we knew from the rip the album was going to be banging. So yes, number 10, Foxy Brown. Number 9, Brown, Eve.
Eve? Oh, shit.
I loved Eve.
Okay.
I had a crush on Eve, bro.
Really?
Oh, yeah, I loved her. That style, Morenita, I like that.
What was it about her you liked about her?
I like that she wasn't super arrogant and super nasty. She rapped, but she was ladylike.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of girls, they rap and they get too over-sexualized. It kind of turns me off.
Yeah, I feel
when it's all like dirty talk all the time. Like you can't really...
Thugger.
You don't have no substance. Like Eve had a lot of different styles.
Yeah, she was sexy
and she could rap with the balls and have some dope ass hits too. So shout out to Philly's own Eve. Number 8, Roxanne. I was pretty young when Roxanne was around, so I really don't know too much about Roxanne.
I remember hearing the name Roxanne and all that, but I'm not really too like, I know exactly.
Yeah, I don't know too many of her songs.
That's
This is number 8. She was number 8. Cool. Number 7, one of the biggest groups of all time, Salt and Pepper.
Salt and Pepper.
They had a lot of hits. Remember Push It and all that?
Yeah. They were dope. They were
dope. Number 6, MC Lyte. She could spit. Now I remember MC Lyte. She could spit.
Nice. Yep.
She was dope. Number 5, Queen Latifah. Legend.
Okay.
That's a legend. New York's finest.
She did a lot too, man.
And she did a lot of movies too.
Yeah.
She had a lot of dope songs.
She's a legend. She's a legend.
She's definitely a legend. Number 4. Now from 4 to 1, it gets tricky, and a lot of people are gonna have disagreements. Of all time.
Okay.
Of all time. So number 4, Lil' Kim, bro.
Okay.
Lil' Kim
was nice, bro. Remember that hardcore album?
Yeah, man. Lil' Kim could spit better than dudes, man.
Remember that poster? That poster came out with
that was legendary.
With the bumbo clot.
Lil' Kim. Now let me ask you: when Lil' Kim and Foxy was going through it, whose side was you on? Remember?
Yeah, but I had love for both of them.
Yeah,
I had love for both of them. They both was nice spitters. I love their voice.
Yeah,
the shit.
Yo, remember when Lil' Kim came out with Mobb Deep? The remix,
bro. That Quiet Storm joint.
Quiet Storm. Oh my gosh, she murdered that joint.
Killed that joint.
Killed it. If y'all never heard Quiet Storm featuring Lil' Kim, go back. This is a history lesson. Number 3, one of the greatest, Lauryn Hill.
Oh, come on, Lauryn.
You know what kills me with Lauryn Brown? She didn't make enough music, bro.
Man, you know, people go through a lot of stuff in life, man. Yeah. We personally don't know what happened to her. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she was so talented.
She was great. She was
that album, awesome. Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. I think it was called that album.
Yeah, Miseducation was a hit, bro.
Classic. Look,
hit.
And if you actually think about this, she's at the 3rd spot with not a lot of music. Think about that.
Yeah.
She, if I'm not mistaken, I think she had a lot of music with the Fugees, and then she had that one album. Other than that, she didn't make a lot of shit.
She was genuine, bro. She was
dope.
Legendary.
Sing and rap.
Yeah, she was nice.
Sing and rap.
And
shout out to Lauryn. She
was pretty too.
Yeah, she was a dope chick. I never would have happened to her. You don't really see too much about her.
She still does stuff. She be performing with her son a lot.
Okay. Her son is a music.
One of the Marleys, yeah.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Yeah, she was dope. Number 2, Missy Elliott.
Okay.
Dope,
yeah,
dope,
she did a lot of hit records, bro.
Yeah, dope.
And you know what the good thing about Missy is that she was so like different. Mm-hmm. She didn't stick to how people wanted, like, you know, she always had crazy ideas, different songs and all that. That's why she was a hell of a writer.
Oh, yeah. And she did so many collaborations. So the collabs she had with all these artists was phenomenal.
Absolutely, bro.
Number 1, Nicki.
All right.
Oh, I like that.
I mean, you know what, bro? Nicki, to me, she is the best. Bro.
She is the best. People will argue with me, dude. If bar for bar, you can't mess with Nicki, bro.
She's nice. She's nice, bro. If you listen to her lyrics,
to her lyrics.
The way she delivers the songs, like the way she rap, bro, her punchlines and everything is insane, bro.
Dope.
She's a rapper. She's a writer, bro. You can't fuck with her, bro.
If you listen to the girls that rap today and you compare it to Nicki, it's not even. You can't compare it. Like the girls today, and listen, shout out to all the girls, the Glorillaz and the Megans. Sometimes they'll come out with songs that are catchy, cool. When Nicki comes out, you listening to the bars, bro.
Nicki makes sure she bombs shit. If you get on I don't know if you ever noticed, but every time a female artist gets on a track with Nicki Minaj, she she does it. Like she comes out where you like, damn, you can hear her, bro. Every time.
Yeah, you can hear look, this is why Nicki to me is number 1. Do you remember the song where it was Nicki, Kanye, and Jay, and she ran with a monster.
Oh.
She ran with that. I mean, Kanye's verse was dope.
No,
Jay was the weakest out of all 3 of them.
Yeah,
and I'm a Jay fan.
Yeah.
But when she did that, you see it, when you can run on an album with Jay-Z and Kanye and you burn the album, she killed that.
Bodied that joint.
Well, the song anyway, not the album. She bodied the song.
She bodied that joint.
Ooh, phenomenal, bro. Phenomenal, man. Jeez, she's legendary. And so anybody want to argue? We can argue all day about Nicki. Nicki to me is number 1, and that would never change.
You know what's crazy right now? I'm just thinking like it's crazy that you didn't mention Cardi B on.
She's number 11.
Okay,
she's number 11. I'm only
saying that because
you want me to go down to. Let's go down to 15 just to see what they say. I'm glad you brought that up. So Cardi B 11, Da Brat 12, Trina 13, Left Eye 14, Megan Thee Stallion 15.
Well, the reason why I was saying that is because Cardi B is the second richest,
highest paid.
She's at $101.6 million.
Damn.
She was a stripper from New York, bro.
Only in America,
So
brother.
what I'm trying to say is that if you believe in your dreams, bro, anything can happen.
And not only is she a stripper, she used to rob dudes too. You know that, right?
Yeah, but she ain't make that money that she got now off of that. Like, whatever she was doing in the past, cool. I'm talking about how she made it to where she made it. You know how many people didn't believe when they first said Cardi B's a rapper, how they said, she ain't never gonna make it.
Right.
Bro, she got hits after hits.
Oh, for sure.
Hits after hits.
The persistence, Brown, that's what it is, because people are not going to believe in you. It's like this here. We have our people that love us, and then there's the haters out there.
And
right?
she Dominican and Trini.
I'm not a huge Cardi fan, but I give her props.
Yeah.
I give her props for the fact that she worked her ass off, right? And she's still sustaining it. See, one thing is to make it. It's like when you make $1 million, people say, can you make another? And so same thing with Cardi and anyone that's in a profession. People want to see you sustain it, make it and then see how long. And she has. I mean, again, like I said, I'm not a huge fan, but you got to give her respect for the work that she's put in to get to where she's at is pretty dope. You know what I mean, Brown? That's pretty dope. So it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Yes, sir.
Let me ask you this question.
Talk to me.
Because we like to hit all kind of different things, but let's talk a little bit about mental health.
There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Let's get it.
Like a lot of people, they don't like to admit they're going through something, or that they feel like they got a problem. Do you think it affects households when people don't go get that issue fixed? Like with your family and your kids and stuff like that.
For sure. Especially with men. And I'm going to touch on men because we're men.
Yeah, we're men.
The reason why it affects men the most, I believe, is because we've talked about this so many times. Men usually either drink their pain away, right? Or they at some point they hurt someone else.
Yeah.
And then they close in and they don't reach out to no one, and that's why men suffer a lot of heart attacks.
Yeah.
If you look at most men, they die way before their wives in most cases.
Yeah.
And so people say, "Oh, well, why is that?" There's a few reasons. Men don't want to go to the doctors, number one, right? A lot of guys, I feel good, I'm gonna keep going. A lot of men don't take care of themselves, right? So they don't want to work out, they don't want to eat healthy. On top of the mental part of taking on a family, going to work every day, paying the bills, being the provider, the protector. And so a lot of guys, what they do is they say, you know what? No one cares. Most guys feel this way. No one cares. I'm going to keep this to myself. But at some point you explode, and that's when you get sick. God forbid, a stroke.
Yeah, you get sick.
Or you might hurt someone, or you might hurt yourself.
Yeah.
So I think that it matters because, fellas, you're taking on a lot when you take on a family. You're taking on a lot when you take the responsibility of being a husband, being a father. And so you might say, well, no one cares, but there's people that do care, man. Believe it or not, somebody cares for you, bro.
Yeah. You always got to go out there and find someone. Somebody's going to owe. You're always going to find an ear no matter what.
There's always. That's why a lot of people turn to religion because that is I don't want to use the word buffer, but that is a way, an avenue for you to express yourself.
Yeah.
All you need to express yourself sometimes, man. Talk to someone, man. There's a lot of programs out there. I think a lot of times we've said this before, our ego gets in the way, Brown.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And a lot of times we feel like we could just knock it to the side, and not approach it.
You have to. You have to approach it, man, because you know why, Brown? Your family's going to suffer. Yeah. There was plenty of times where I was growing up and I would see my dad go through things and he would not talk about it. And I said, Pop, what's up? Don't worry about it. Go to school. Yeah. I got it. And that's what the pain that we take on, because in our mind, that's the definition of a man. We're kind of wired that way,
that's
Brown.
How we were set up, bro.
We're set up to be that.
We were raised like that, man.
Yep.
We were raised to be these tough guys that don't cry and it's cool, like you said. We don't need to go to the hospital. It's all good.
Right.
I don't gotta take care of myself.
Right.
I could do that next week or next year.
Right.
Nah, you gotta go.
And the crazy part is, so many guys be like, my responsibilities come first. I get that, and I respect all the guys that are out there that want to take care of their families, their wives, and their kids. Kudos to you. But a little me time is good, bro.
Yeah, man.
A golf trip with your boys. You know what I'm saying? A massage. You need some time for yourself, man. Go see a game. Go out with the fellas every once in a while,
and
man.
if you really think about it, how can you possibly take care, let's say, of your family and all that if you're not right?
Right.
you do have to put yourself first and you have to be good to be able to do these
Absolutely.
things.
That's why I saw this one dude on TikTok. He was saying, my family knows that an hour and a half a day is for me meditating, right? He does the meditating. He does, he works out, he runs, right? He reads, and they know each day he needs that. Okay. Whether it's early in the morning, which most guys
they know what he's doing. Yeah.
Right. They know what he's doing. And I think a lot of guys need to try something, whether it's a yoga class. Look, you can laugh all you want. Go do a yoga class. See how you feel after that yoga class.
Yeah, you know,
you're going to feel good, bro.
And all that.
Yeah, you need that.
You get into another, thing.
Yeah, and then and never abandon your homies and your friends, man, because a lot of times guys, what we'll do is, right, they'll get married or they'll have a girlfriend. Their focus is on that. Yeah, and then you kind of forget of your boys. But guess what? When that home life is in trouble and that home life is going to shit, you gonna need Brown. Yo, I need to come
where
see
you.
At?
Let me pull up. Let me smoke something with you. Like, he's stressed out. I feel you, bro.
You need that. Never abandon your friends and your old life. Now, if the old life is detrimental and your boy's acting stupid and doing dumb shit, walk away from that.
I'm good.
But don't abandon the guys that got good word.
The ones, especially the ones that love you, man. It's one thing I always say is that if, let's say you're going through some shit and somebody grab you and they say, yo, bro, don't do this, don't do that. It's because they love you.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's different when somebody don't say shit to you. They don't really give a fuck about you.
See, that's one thing I respect about you. You ain't gonna let that slide. You're gonna be like, nah, bro, you out of pocket.
Pop, listen, come
you
here,
out of pocket.
You about to go kill that man?
Nah, don't do that.
Bro. Don't do that.
That happened to me once.
Then you got motherfuckers that go handle that.
Right. Or you a sucker if you let that slide. They don't love you. That happened to me once. I ain't gonna mention the name, but you know the person.
I remember.
Yeah, you remember this. I was in the car.
I remember that night.
Yo, I was in the car with him and he saw somebody that owed him something. He pulls out the ratchet, ready to hop out the car, and I grab him. I said, not right now, you ain't doing that. Brown. A minute later, a cop pulls up behind us.
Oh my God.
I tell him, I said, bro, don't move, no subtle moves. Try to put your seatbelt on slick style.
Yeah.
You already know how that is. You like that. Yeah, got cops behind us. He's like, don't play with me. I said, bro, there's a cop behind us. We drove a couple blocks. The cop dipped to the left.
Oh, my God.
Bro.
That was God on your side.
Dude, we still would have been up. He was going to light ball. He was going to take ball out.
Exactly. And you know what's crazy? You was with him.
I was with him.
So what happens?
What am I going
to go to jail with him, bro? There's no way around that.
There's no way around it.
How can you say, no, I didn't know he was going to do that?
Right.
You were driving. He was in the car. You pulled up. He did that. You go to jail with him.
Two things can happen. Check this out. Look at the scenarios. He hops out, kills ball. I take off, panic, right? Because it can happen. I take off and leave him because I panic because there's a cop behind me, right? Or I don't panic. I'll wait. He jumps in. The cops. It's a lose-lose either way, bro.
Yeah.
We still would have been up. I wouldn't been doing this show with you right now.
No, probably not.
It's crazy.
Probably not, bro.
I have another subject that I want to hit on, Brown. This touches me because it's personal. All right, so I'm going to read this and then I'm going to see what you think about this. The Philadelphia area food banks are filling the cuts, the federal cuts. You know that Trump is cutting a lot of programs. Inside the Chester County Food Bank are ceiling high shelves of food for the nonprofit distribution center across the area, but they're noticing that the shelves are getting empty. The government has cut the supply for the food banks, and I'm explaining why this is important. I'm gonna read a little bit more, then I'll let you speak. You can see the whole top shelf is empty, said Chester County Food Bank Director of the Community Relations, Nick Imbecile? Hope that's not his name. I would say imbecile. As he walked into the food bank warehouse, we are devastated when we heard that the USDA last week were canceling our food order beginning today. What do you think about donating to the food bank? Would you do something like that? Would you donate?
If I had the money, absolutely, bro. Yeah. I mean, especially if it's for a good cause, man. Like, I don't know. Like, if I had money, bro, I would help so many people.
Absolutely.
And,
But, Brown, I'm going to tell you this. It doesn't take a lot of money.
No,
I'm going to continue. It doesn't take a lot of money. The federal cuts means cancellation of diversities in the food bank across the country were scheduled to get from the USDA. Things like milk, cheese, and $3,000 of eggs. $3,000. $30,000 of eggs. Jesus.
Yeah, eggs is expensive.
30,000. Jesus Christ. So, okay, the county food bank receives Tuesday after nonprofit paid for the order using its own funds. Action News reached out to the USDA, but did not receive a response as they thought they would. This is why this is personal. I went to visit an aunt not too long ago, and I went to check her out, and I saw that people were delivering food. So I asked her about it. She said, yeah, that's from the food bank. You know, they deliver food. But she said, the supply is getting low. I'm noticing I'm not getting my food. And this is why this is important, because you could donate $5. You could donate $10. You don't have to donate a lot. People, we come from neighborhoods that these programs mean a lot to a lot of people we know. You know what I'm saying?
Especially the older ones.
I know some people might be saying, why is he bringing this up? Because you have a grandmother, you have a mother, you have family that depend on the food bank. If possible, you live in the Philly area, you live in outside the counties, try to donate and help out, because they're suffering right now. The food bank, the government, there's a lot of cuts, Brown. You see the tariffs. You know about the tariffs, right?
Yeah. I mean,
there's a lot of, so please
a lot of
try to donate if you can. There's a lot of tariffs. You know what the tariffs are, right?
Yeah. I mean, I hear about them. I try not to pay too much attention to that crazy shit, because I mean, I should. But it just really fucks with me, like, you know what I mean? So I try to stay away from all that shit that's going on.
Well, but you know why it's important? Because it's good to know about these things, because there's going to have to be some tightening up, especially from people from the hood, because what we value, Jordans, right? We value clothes. Everywhere you look, there's a barbershop. How many barbershops are in the neighborhood? How many liquor stores are in the neighborhood?
Bro, on every corner.
Every corner.
What you mean? Bro, they got barbershops with liquor stores in them.
Yo, that's so real, Brown.
Because you got the boy in there selling this shit on the side.
What's that? What you talking about? What you talking about, Brown? What you talking about?
Jungle juice. Got the cooler in the back, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I mean.
So what people need to understand that now everything's going to be super expensive, right? So there's tightening up to do. Now, let me ask you a question, Brown. In a situation like this, you don't have super young kids. Your youngest is what? How old is your youngest?
Well, he's 12.
He's 12, so he's not super young.
Yeah,
so I'm talking younger than that. Do you think is it good to be real strict on giving your kid expensive things, right? So they won't get bullied, or is it better to do it the old style way, where it's like, look, I can't afford it, you're not getting it, or should you go above your means to get it for your child?
I mean, to tell you the truth, I've raised my kids a certain way. I've been to flea markets with my kids, thrift stores and all that, and they had no problem going in and grabbing certain things and wearing it, because I always said, as long as it's clean, nobody knows where it came from.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. And now my kids are to the point where they got good jobs and they buy the expensive things for themselves because they like the Jordans, or they like the, you know, the nice looking hoodie and the nice purse, you know, when my daughter's wearing their purses and stuff like that. So pretty much they grew up a certain way, and now they spoil themselves with their own money. So there's nothing wrong with that. Right. That's fine. You got to spoil yourself.
The only issue I have is that people, a lot of where we come from, a lot of people, they focus so much on having the sneakers. Yeah. Right? They focus so much, you have to have a haircut every weekend. And we all fall victim of that, because when you grow up with not a lot, you kind of tend to want things, you know.
Routine thing.
Yeah, you know, but it'd be nice if people start realizing and understanding where we're at in this world. We talked about technology. We talked about tariffs. We talked about the cuts. Things are going to get super expensive. And the reason why, Brown, you know why? Is going to be two types of people. You're either rich or poor. Yeah. You have to make an adjustment, Brown. There has to be an adjustment. We say, okay, you know what? We can't afford it. We're not doing it.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean?
It's gonna get real crazy.
It's getting to the point where it's scary. I believe in the future that, and I pray it doesn't happen. People get desperate. They do desperate things.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. That's why we got to kind of turn it around and start learning the old school way, where we go back to farming our own food.
Yeah. Oh, that's important.
You know what I'm saying? Bro. Filtering water.
Right. Learning how to filter water. Have a plan if the system shuts down, because there's rumors that the system can shut down.
Yes.
You see what we're going through with China.
Listen, something crazy is going to happen.
It's going in our time.
It's going to happen.
So it's good to have a pantry and have all the stuff, your candles. You have to learn these things, because I think that we're so comfortable with the internet, right?
Yeah.
Like sometimes you're like, and I hate to bring it up. My little shorty come through, leave the lights on, leave everything. I be looking at her like, yo, like, Preserves. You eat anything. You like you got to learn how to not waste everything. Save some money, and you have to teach your family that it's not always about looking rich.
Nah.
That's our problem.
Yeah, that is our problem. Because like I said,
what's your kid's reading level? That's what I would see. Because a lot of people they dress their kid up and they brag about their son or their daughter or how they look, but do they know math?
Yeah.
Can they read? What school do they go to?
Yeah.
What are we talking about here?
Yeah.
At what point do we say, let's stop acting like this is a rap video and get to the reality of things? Because your child is going to go out into that world one day.
Oh, absolutely. They're already there.
Right.
I got adult kids.
Right. And then what? What happens when your kid's out there and they have to speak to a police officer?
Yeah.
They have to speak to an employer, right? Or a judge.
Yeah.
A loan officer.
Yeah.
A professor.
This
is the line that you go through, right? You go to high school. Hopefully if you go to college, if you're an entrepreneur and you start a business, you're doing dealings with people. You have to learn how to speak to them. Life can't be that you give your child everything and you make up this lifestyle in their brain that when they get out into the real world, they can't handle it, bro.
See, one thing I say about that is that if you give your child everything, you got to continue to give your child everything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
You can't cut it off at some point because what happens is now they turn on you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you buying them expensive ass shit from when they was little, you got to keep
You gotta keep that. The best thing my dad did was say no, bro.
Yeah. I mean,
you know what I mean? My dad would say, you want me to rob a bank? And you know what I would say? I would look at him sometimes and say, you think you could get away with it?
Man, listen, when I used to ask my mom for money, she used to say some shit. I'm not even going to say what she used to say, but she used to tell me something that I used to be like, all right, Mom, I understand. I would walk away.
Absolutely, because you knew.
Too like graphic.
Right.
What?
And you can't keep asking.
No.
If back in the day, if your parents said no, it was no, bro.
It was no.
You're going to catch a left hook.
Bro, it was no if they said don't go outside.
Right.
Now they be like, fuck out of here. I'm going outside. As a matter of fact, when I come back, have some shit cooked.
Yeah, all right.
That's how they doing it now.
Bro, these kids
bro.
are crazy, bro.
They crazy.
They wild. There's no way in hell I could speak to my parents that way. It's a different time.
It's a different time. It's a different time.
We spoke about
That's all it is, bro.
That's all it is, bro.
Yes,
you know what I mean? Yeah, listen, I wanted to ask you about the tush push. They want to ban the tush push. What do you think about that, bro?
They keep trying to ban it. But I like I said, and other people say, you can't stop it.
You can't stop it.
You can't stop it. That's why
you not only you can't stop it, you can't do it. You can't stop it. You hate him, bro.
It's the chemistry. It's something.
You gotta have the offensive line,
absolutely.
Right,
and it ain't like other
your quarterback.
Try it,
but your quarterback got to squat 1,000 pounds too. That
bro,
like, right there,
anybody could do it. Anybody could do it, but we do it the best,
right?
Because it's a chemistry.
The chemistry.
That's all it is. Anybody could do it.
Right.
Like, come on, bro.
There's a lot of hate, man. And it's all good because Philly, listen, football season's coming and I know it just ended, but we're so big on football. We're waiting for next season I'm dying for the season to start, bro.
Yep.
I can't wait.
Like they say, they hate us because they ain't us. Like, if Kansas City was doing the tush push, do you think this would be a problem right now?
Hell no.
No. No.
But let's look at it this way. You stop the tush push, Shay Sean gonna have like 1,000 touchdowns.
Oh, yeah, you already know what he gonna do. Pew, pew, pew.
His own, baby.
Listen, they don't want that.
They don't want that smoke. They don't want that
They
smoke.
can ban it if they want, but we got something else for them.
Absolutely. I'm excited. We in Philly, we're big sports fans, so it is what it is. Shout out to all the teams.
What do you think about the draft coming up? Do you think we're going to try to get a good wide receiver to make that 3?
I don't think they're going to go wide receiver. Maybe later, but early on, I really believe they're going to beef up the defense. I think that they're going to go. I hope they're going to go defense.
What you think?
Yeah, they're going to have to sew up the line. Yeah, it might be lineman and it might be, I'm hoping corner. Because I'm not sure with Ringo. I'm not sure about Ringo.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I think they were talking about the guy Justin Simmons.
Oh, I don't know who that is.
They're trying to bring him out here. He's
nice.
real good. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check him out. Check him out, Brown Star. I'm gonna have to check him out. Brown, what episode is this, bro?
This is number 7, bro.
Yo, we're at number 7. I want to say this to the people out there. Thank you. Thank you, because this means a lot to us every time you tune in. Me and Brown, we work hard. Every time we get up here, we want to give you information. You see, today was a show about giving you information, all right? the terrorists, right? Tighten up with your family. The calls, right? The scams. Talk to your family about the scams.
Yeah.
The scams. Talk about them because there's a lot going on with that. Also, remember that there's a wolf out there.
There's a wolf out there.
There's a dire wolf out there.
Big wolf.
There's a wolf out there. So we want to give you information. We want to laugh. We want to have fun. We want to talk music. And listen, in the next few weeks, we're going to have guests coming up, Brown.
Who we got coming?
Well, we got Christina. She's coming up. Christina,
okay.
She does a lot of community work.
Okay.
She does a lot of community work with ladies and prisoners and all. So she's next. She's coming up next.
Okay.
Then we have a doctor, Jennifer Nieves. She's coming out.
Jennifer Nieves. Shout out to Jennifer
Yeah,
Nieves.
so she's coming out also.
Okay.
We also have the rapper, the Young Buck. He's supposed to come out. Right?
Truly.
He's supposed to come. And we got a surprise. I don't even want to say his name. We're
gonna wait on that. We're gonna adjust that one, make sure it's right. And when he comes in here, we're gonna have a ball. I already know we're gonna have a ball.
We got somebody special for y'all. We're gonna do some interviews. All right. So we're gonna do shows like this, but we're also gonna do some interviews.
Yeah. And like I said, always y'all. We always want y'all to reach out to us. Tell us what you think. DM us. And, if you got ideas for us, questions to ask, any information on anything, we're all ears. Write us and let us know what's going on.
Absolutely.
How you think we probably could adjust it? We're not gonna listen to all of y'all. I'm just saying. If it's
thanks to the haters. We're starting to get haters, and that's good. That's good, bro.
Listen, I need them.
Bro, I need the fuel.
I need you.
Yeah.
I love you, haters. Thank you. I need all of y'all.
If you're not getting hated on, you're not doing something right, bro.
If you're not getting hated on, you ain't being noticed.
Absolutely. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Me and Brown are appreciative of all you guys tuning in. We appreciate all the love and support.
Yes, sir.
All right. So next time, thank you for tuning in on Thorough Talks 215. Brown, take them away.
Peace. Continue to love yourself.
Yes, sir. Izzo.